What up? Hold on. There you are. And you don't go to display, you go here. Testing your speakers and StreamYard. Sounds like they're working. Have a great show. Hello, everybody. Hey, Dumb Spider. Kittercut as welcome. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Scuff stream. Hey, Nico. Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody. We are still preparing Scuff. They're just going to be like, let's change it up here. Scuff continues. Scuff up. Okay. Kitty saw a message. Oh, I'm not supposed to be reading messages. I'd say good morning, but instead I will say good evening. Oh, thank you so much. Do you want updates? As in updates of what? Kids say, by the way, I'm traveling to Dubai next week for work. But wait, no, does that mean are you what do you call it? Are you coming through? Like, you know, like usually people just do a layover here. They sit here for like an hour in the airport and then they go somewhere else. Boss earns $1, I earn a dime. I'm a shit up kids chat on my own company time. She got there. She read it. But, hi Hydra. Sorry guys. I know I'm supposed to be speaking to chat less, but we're starting off, so it's chat. I'll be there a few days. Okay, well we have to meet up. We have to. Can you meet up with me? Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm so excited. What so it's next week. Next week for work. Oh my god, we're gonna do kabuki. I promise not to derail this time. Don't worry. Even with your promise, we'll find a way. Updates on the transcript. Well, I mean, don't kill yourself trying to get it done like all the way. Mind keep if sending updates. Yeah, you can keep sending them, but don't worry about it. What I mean is, like, I don't want you to rush. Chill out. Xmond. Destiny vs HW. Okay. I'm pulling your leg, kitty. I'm just traveling to a different state here at work. I haven't seen you that excited in forever. Oh, Carl. Fame changes people. Carl, that is so upsetting. I'm so upset with you. I'm upset. I'm glad that you made me happy, but then now my disappointment is immeasurable. I'm not swearing at you. This is me right now inside. Carl should be removed. That was hard. That was horrible, Carl. Death or prison. I don't know, whichever one. That was horrible. I'm gonna cry. Can't cry. I was so excited. Fuck you. Don't any of you get ideas from Carl now? Destiny socialism versus capitalism debate with who? What on this the clip that he sent he did recently had you yeah, well fuck you, Carl. Anyway, my disappointment is immeasurable. Let's get everything going the way we were supposed to. BMO is like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm apologizing for derailing. Then Carl comes in here. I came in like a wrecking ball, just fucking shit up. Jesus, Carl. I know, Daisy. He's a dick. Daisy went at you. Do we need it? Everybody needs an IRL meetup. It would be amazing. Debate's a socialist, but I thought Destiny was pro-socialist. I think Destiny is just, he can debate. He just wants to debate people. I like Sean, but any debates about Trump is cancerous. Has anyone watched this? Does it? Okay, so Forful, good question. Is it cancerous? I have for once listened to this a little bit. Well, watched it a little bit beforehand to see whether we could get some juice out of it. And yes, while it isn't so much about logic that we will be that it doesn't demonstrate too much about, oh, here, let's beat them with logic. It's actually just they throw facts at each other. So maybe you won't enjoy that because it's like it might not be exciting enough. But what really does stand out to me, which is why I wanted to do this, is that they basically, you can see the foundation that people have for their beliefs. If you have certain beliefs, you're going to stick with certain facts. They both have facts that are both seem equally valid, but they weigh the facts differently according to each other. So actually, they just bring facts to each other that are supposed to be convincing, and those are not convincing enough for the other side. It's here's convincing, and it's like, oh well, if I'm pro-Trump, I'm going to find actual justice warriors facts more appealing and more weighty than Destiny's. So that's basically it. And that was what was quite interesting, is that it wasn't so much that they were negating each other's facts too much. It was actually just, okay, well, what about? And people do say, oh, whataboutism, and that's not good enough. But actually, it's like, no, literally, this is what people consider, and they throw certain things out. If you get facts brought into you, and then you change your mind, it's not really, that doesn't usually happen. But yeah, you get facts. Do you accept them? Do they change your mind? Not really. Okay, cool. Keep going on. So, if anything, for somebody who doesn't know anything about this, about Trump or Biden, they can learn from this sort of debate. So it's quite interesting. My issue with general Trump debates is that they're really not fun or factful, but dissolve into shit shows of people throwing out factoids. It is exactly. I think you might not like it that way. They switched sides at one point. It was interesting. On certain points, that's the thing. That's what's also interesting, is like, well, pick your facts. What matters most to you? So it doesn't really. Maybe you won't like it, Forful. He's an honest debater. Yeah, they both seem to. You know what? That is what's also nice, is that they interact very nicely. As in, it's not like a conversation of like, hey, the way he was with with Blair White, but there doesn't seem to be any bad faith. It's just there is some showmanship between the two, like they try and tune each other a little bit. Yeah, but we are not going to actually start from scratch. I'm just hoping Catrus, let me just open the the transcript, because I hope Katri didn't start at. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it is at 30. Nicely done. I was worried that that he'd started at the beginning of the debate. We actually watched a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put you over here and put you guys here. HW makes a point in Destiny's favor, but Destiny doesn't catch it, instead argues against it. That's funny. Okay. So the setup is, I will have the video on the left-hand side here. Oopsie, not new layout. I don't know which one it's going to be. This one. Just hold on, put that. And then present. So the transcript will be on one of the sides of my screens. You guys don't need it. I'll just be copy pasting as I go. So also I'm going to have to do entire screen and also share my system audio. Ta-da! Trump debates usually do end up with a lot of emotions getting behind it. In my opinion, Destiny is rather biased when it comes to Trump and Biden, from what I've seen. It seems like people can't help but be biased with either of these, because you have to either I don't know. Have you seen enough people online that are like that are they hate Trump so much that they're just like, okay, well, you know what? It's better to just have Biden. They're never Trumpers, so they just like go for Biden, and then they'll stand Biden for that instead of going, well, both of them suck. I actually haven't heard too much of that, but that's probably because of just the circles I run in. Hi, not an American, in case you haven't noticed. So also a lot of this stuff. Oh yes, principles, guys. Of this. Let me just stop my banner. Just intro. Anyway, principles that I'm trying to keep here, that because I know that this is going to be fact heavy. I'm not going to try and live fact check them or whatever. Okay, so we got to try and be, look, they do live fact check each other. I think they do bring out phones and things or whatever, but it's, I'm not going to go and go, oh, is this person right? Because I need to go and check whether they are telling the truth or not. No, if we're just going to assume that we're going to look at the merits based on giving them the benefit of the doubt that yes, it is true, exactly what they're saying. If the opponent, so if the one side disputes a claim, then that will happen in the debate. If there is a claim or a dispute or whatever to be made outside, one of you in chat will probably do it. I won't be. We can put that in. If I catch it, we'll put it in commentary. But otherwise, it gets its own color. It's not part of the debate. We are looking at the debate as it was happening between the people. Cool. Let's just vibe check them. If it feels wrong, we'll vibe check. Okay, if it feels wrong, I'll do a vibe check. But I'm biased myself. I think declaring your biases, at least, that's the least you can do. What's your bias, Spider? Trump brings out, let's say, a lot of emotions. So no matter what fact is brought, they will deny accept it just because it's him or make up fun theory. Yeah, exactly. That's basically it. That's the nature of this. So I think we need to maybe, I don't know, Trump Biden. Okay. I'll just, as a commentary note here, just say we're looking out for just you're seeing the biases. You're seeing which facts people adhere to. So I'm just going to say, let's say first impressions. Okay. First impressions, fact heavy. Oopsie. Okay, and then from there, I'm just going to say fact heavy. It's depending on which side of which side of the debate you're on. I hope you guys can hear my keyboard. The noise cancelling does sometimes take it out. Kids say watch party. When? Where? This weekend? For what? Oh, we are watching the stream together, not Hydra Elden Ring. So you guys are having a watch party in the background. Okay. So you can just then you can derail your own chat. Daisy, come here. You're looking so cute over there and I just can't handle it. Okay. Anyway. Where was I? Depending on which side of debate, I'm gonna actually, maybe I should just like close. Hey, I'm being a good boy. No, BMO. Okay, maybe I should just close I can actually take the comments off. Aha! But I do love looking at the comments. I'm just gonna try not to read them out loud, okay? Depending on which side of that's what I started out streaming. I don't do the other things. Okay, depending on which side of the debate you're on, you're going to weigh the facts accordingly. Okay, so it's not so much about whose facts are correct. I'm not going to do this. Cool. So let's go. I resisted, Rosales. I resisted somewhat. Okay, fact heavy. What else? Oh yes, some proof showmanship. Okay, we got. Destiny is on point. Destiny tuning each other. Or clips. They're both what they are very. They're just farming some clips, which is fine. These are content creators. There's a reason they're popular. So that they do optics wins. Okay, optical wins. Cool. So we are actually the place we are starting is going to be at. Oopsie, go back. Is at 31 minutes. I'm just going to say 31 minutes. It's like 10 seconds or something, and it's going to be crime or criminal precedent. I'm just going to put crime. I feel like I'm getting too biased in my what do you call it? Diagram. No, in my topic structure here. Okay. So there we go. And also just the way that background, another thing, another thing is the way that the earlier bits of the debate, structure, okay, structure, why one is better candidate is better than another is the overarching question, why one candidate is better than the other, then another, which one is better for America. Okay, and there were discussions, but we're just going from this. This is now, okay, now let's compare the two from this crime, what do you call it? Crime standpoint. I should actually just put you. No, but I can't. Then I can't put chat visible. I can't show chat images. It's like this. Anyway, Okay, I'm gonna see. So I need to get to yeah.
Down the road, so we wouldn't have to deal with that in his administration with the Taliban. Eliminate ISIS, at least Crimea.
Trump?
I'm sorry, did Russia pull all their troops out?
13 and the administration.
It's been a policy to sell them weapons, but
yeah, he ramped that up.
They couldn't do investigations on it, allegedly. Well, he was impeached for it.
Listen, I heard that was a perfect phone call. I don't know what you're talking.
So you're a crime guy. How do we do
a
law and order
so
president?
This is it.
Who's fake?
How do we do a law and order president? So I'm actually going to say law and order. This section. Okay. Destiny is blue because of the hair, even though his hair is probably not that color anymore. It's normal. And then AJW is purple. I don't even know what you guys can see. Can you guys see okay now? Okay. So let's see what's up. Let's see how it goes. I don't know what to say. You're a crime guy.
How do we do a law and order president who's facing 4 different sets of indictments in the country?
Listen.
Oh, shit, man. You mother. Yeah.
Who's facing like 4 different sets of indictments in the country?
Okay, you see how he does that. They're both doing a show thing. Because listen, whatever. So the actual question is here. How do we do? It's the name. How do we do a law and order president who's got whatever like that? It's quite a nice thing that they usually they trot out all the indictment, right? So then it's like try and defend the indictment thing. I mean, it's pretty hard to argue against that. So let's see what he does with this AJW. He does make a joke. Listen.
In the country.
Listen.
Like, that's just funny. I like, you see the IRL, the showmanship, the whatever.
All I'm gonna say is that if you think that
actually, shall I take a note here? Just be like, audience laughter. By the way, just want to note it, just for the optical points. Okay. I think points for Destiny. Points for both, actually. Because Destiny started it. The joke, but then obviously I'm also interpreting that as they're laughing at him not being able to answer the question. But the subtext here is, yeah, how are you going to answer that? Come on. And he's like, okay, let's do this.
Any other president, if they had these alleged crimes waged against them, would be prosecuted in the same way. I think you would definitely be lying. The fact of the matter is they're prosecuting him because he's the orange man, and that is the only reason. Okay,
so that is his argument. There is the thesis of his answer is literally that if any other president, if they had these alleged crimes waged against them, they would not be prosecuted in the same way. The fact of the matter is they're prosecuting him because he's the orange man, and that is the only reason. So that's basically saying, oh, it's the charges are frivolous, basically. I'm actually going to put here all. If you think any other president, or any other, if they had these alleged crimes waged against, I'm going to put here another president. Okay. Against another president. So he's basically like, oh, it's because it's orange man bad. And then we need to now decide how he builds up this. This is his conclusion over here. Okay. well, it's not even his conclusion. His conclusion is that we've got here. Sorry, I just want to break this down because we've got, how do we do a law and order president who's facing like 4 different sets of indictments in the country? Basically, the thing is implied that law and order, Trump equals, what he means is not an order president because of the indictments. Okay. Ooh, I hate that. Didn't I spell it properly? Didn't I? Oh, I didn't put an N. Sorry. Okay. We're in Porter president because of the indictments. So now what AJW needs to do is what was his name? Francis? Anyway, what he needs to do is convince us why he is a law and order. Take away the indictments and convince us he's a law and order president. Don't count. And this is what he's asserting. He seems to be asserting there. Trump equals law and order. Note that we don't know what a law and order president, we have not defined what law and order president is. Lack of definition. Of clear definition, let's say. What, agreed upon? Lack of agreed upon. Agreed upon definition. I mean, it's just the common parlance, I suppose he's going for. Duh, common sense, but we don't go, what do you mean by that? We don't need to, I suppose. It's quite obvious. We don't have to. It's okay. But it might become a problem later on. Who knows? It might be a little, usually in debates, not that I think it happened in this, but usually in debates, people slither around with their definitions. So it might be a point of attack for later on. Okay, I'm just going to outline this in Destiny's color. The fun of live stuffs. Okay, do it. Here you go. Okay. Indictments don't count. Trump law and president. Okay, that's what you're supposed to be asserting. AJW. CT call. Is CT here? Okay. There we go. Oh, God, you mothers. There. Okay. Cool. We are 30 seconds in. Wee-hee! Okay. Can you give me an example? Which of the indictments are comparable to past crimes that you believe that presidents have committed that haven't been pursued? That's a brilliant... That's the first place to go.
Can you give me an example of which of the indictments are comparable to past crimes that you believe that presidents have committed that haven't been pursued?
I mean, you could prosecute. So,
okay, so that's his. He is. So it's like, fine. Give me an example. Can you give me an example? Because he's saying, if it was any other president, this wouldn't have happened. Okay. Tell me where there were these sort of suspicions that weren't pursued. It makes sense. You're telling me that they don't count, or they don't count, but do count have been made to count by political opposition. Okay. So he's like, cool. Basically, what he's asking Destiny to do here is to, not summary, sorry. What he's asking Destiny to do here, not Destiny, what he's asking Actual Justice Warrior to do here is, hello, explain to me. Give me an example of this reasoning. Okay. Evidence of this. You read in circles. Am I making you read in circles? Cameron? Okay. Wait, let me do, now you're reading in circles because I've made this. Wait, this should be here. Underneath. Now we're getting pedantic. Okay. The Destiny. Copy star. Okay. Compares past crimes that you believe the president have committed that haven't been pursued. There's like fun. Examples. I mean, you could prosecute. So one of these things that they used was in Georgia, they tried to use a RICO statute against President Trump. So his immediate response is to actually go against what they're using against Trump. Cool, now you need to take that and show it not being used against someone else. Does he do that? Let's see.
One of the things that they used was in Georgia, they tried to use a RICO statute against President Trump. Mm-hmm. Now, you could have actually used that against all presidents. Ben Shapiro made this argument back in like 2010 as a way to deal with their administration as a group. But like nobody ever wanted to do that because presumably opening that can of worms on past administrations should set a precedent that you could do this to any successive administration. But President Joe Biden, even though he's asleep, decided to have his attorney general, his Justice Department, break those norms anyway. And now it's considered a potential standard going forward that when you leave office in the United States of America, the next guy can come in and prosecute you. Even the Obama administration.
Okay, that's kind of weak to me. Like it's just, oh well, the precedent hasn't been done before, and now it's been done. Okay, that makes sense. That matters to him. He's like, oh, they're only doing it now. But that doesn't mean that this, just because it wasn't done before doesn't mean it was not something that should have been done. It's like, oh no, you opened that can of worms. It's like, yes, if there's worms to be looked at, we need to open that can. Yes, and Sean does make a joke there. He's like, haha, even though Biden's asleep, he's got like he is quite entertaining in that way. So yeah, let's get so they used was in one of the things they used. Yes, Daisy girl, come sit here. I'm trying to get Daisy to just behave. Come here. She's been quite hectic today. Daisy, come sit in here. That's it. Come, dude, baby girl. Okay. In there? No? Come on, stay in there. Or not. But just don't stand on things. Okay. What ew? Did I show you her bum or what? Okay, cool. You could do prosecute. Things that they used was in Georgia. They tried to use street RICO statute against Trump. Okay, I'll break this up into a few. It does look bad. It does look bad to everyone, because Cameron is saying here that prosecuting a former president does look very bad. But then again, I guess first time. I guess it's a very African thing, as opposed to be going after your presidents. And I guess that that then becomes an argument of faith in the system. There's no faith in the system, and people, very American ideals and things. So my perspective is so weird. Least corruption pulled essay, yeah. You're not corruption pulled. So we're just like, well, of course the guys are corrupt. Go after them, and guess what? You go after them and nothing happens. That's what happens in South Africa. They go after them. Everyone's, woo, scandal, big scandal. Fuck all occurs. Okay, it's not, everyone thinks, whoo, it's going to be big. This time they're going to get it. No, it was just that there were a couple news articles about it, and some people got angry, and other people supported the guy that was corrupt in any case. And so, yeah, I guess I don't have that sensitivity that an American would have. Sorry, I'm blind. Well, you're a Canadian, but I'm saying like a USA person. USA, not USA, a North American person. That's what I was referring to. Okay, so in Georgia, I'm going to break this up into fact dump. Okay, well, it's not fact dump. It's the answer Destiny asked for. Okay, RICO statute against Trump. Okay, and now we actually need to move the reasoning. So we go here. Georgia, they were going to use RICO against Trump. So it's quite a general argument that he's given here. He's like, oh, well, not a specific kind of indictment, just like, oh, well, I guess RICO is a specific, but it's like, it doesn't go straight specifically to a piece of evidence or anything like that. I don't know why you do this. Yeah. Could have used that. I'm going to take out the Ben Shapiro, although maybe, no. Bringing Ben Shapiro, making this argument up, it's filler words. We don't need to know that. I suppose back in like 2010, so he made it before. Okay, no, I'm going to keep that in. I just spoke myself out of it. Okay, now you could have actually used that against presidents, all presidents. I'm going to break this up as well into Ben Shapiro. Why does this matter? Because he brings up the 2010. Okay, so this was before it was relevant. This is for a point that before it was relevant. No, you come here. We're in the same thing. Back in. I actually need to take this out of the block because otherwise we won't be reading it properly. Okay, I'm just going to put in here 2010, meaning meaning before. Trump is relevant. That's supposed to be a way to say, haha, it's not just Trump. We had this sort of argument before Trump. But nobody ever wanted to do that because you'd be opening that can of worms on past administrations. And then there's this filler, basically. I will put this here. But no, like nobody ever wanted to do that because presumably you'd be opening that can of worms of past administrations, which would set a precedent that you could do this to any successive administration. That's to me, yeah. So you could do it, and oh, that's frivolous. Go to the frivolous part of it then. Say that. Because I mean, you're just saying, oh, we don't want to open that. Kids here stopped working, lurking, and laying their head down. Eyes are tired. Okay, good. Sleep. It's fine. North American, non-Mexican. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading. Cameron is the one that's getting us off track today, guys. And Daisy. Sleep well, Katru. Well deserved rest. Thank you so much for your help. Shout out to Katru. Link in the description for Katru's channel. He's helped me out with the transcript on this. We will run out of transcript, but then again, at the pace that I'm going, probably won't run out of transcript in this episode. But let's see. Norms, President Joe Biden, sleep. So, okay, fine, though he's asleep. I'm just going to put a haha lol. Lol. Joe asleep. Sleep joke. Sleepy Joe joke. Yeah. You go here. You go this color. Yeah. That was way too much editing for one motion. Okay. Norms, anyway, that is now considered a potential standard going forward, that when you leave the office in the United States of America, the next guy can come and prosecute you. My question here is, so what? So what? That's okay. The logic of this. So what? Even the Obama administration didn't do that. Didn't do that for the Bush. So don't say even. He's asking you for the exact. He's asking you for the exact thing of it. Can we can't do bullets, but it's fine. Let us just copy style so we can get everything. Okay, cool. Wow, we are 3 sentences in. Whee!
Didn't do that. Even the Obama administration didn't do that for the Bush administration. And by the way, the crimes that he was accused of were actually torture related, ordering it, covering it up, detaining people in Guantanamo Bay in violation of their civil rights without charges.
Okay, here we go. So there's actually the answer. Now it's going into, oh, it was torture version thing. So here is actually a better answer. He gets into it. Just had to get himself into it, I suppose. I can actually take that. Yeah. Obama administration didn't do that. So there is his answer. That is the Q. And he has the A. Just going to actually put in. Here is the answer. Obama administration didn't do that for the British. He had didn't do that for the Bush administration. By the way, the crimes that he was accused of, were torture related, covering it up and detaining people at Guantanamo Bay, the civil rights. Okay. So, okay, there's one. There is one. He's just said that. Okay. Okay, ordering it, covering it up. Continue.
And Obama, like, you know, you say what you want, and whether you agree or disagree with this, he seemed to set a precedent that the Trump administration actually followed when they were in office, which was we don't look backward, we look forward. But Biden's like, nah, never mind, we're going to look backward for this particular guy.
So,
and
yeah.
Okay, another, I suppose, conclusion. He's like, so wait, is he saying because Obama didn't do it, you should look past this? Yeah, it is quite a whataboutism of a, like, proper whatabout. Okay. Cool. Oh yes, this kind of also means he is painting, I'm gonna just put it up, painting Biden as the frivolous guy. We should ignore it, basically. Yeah, as the is looking therefore not law and order. That's kind of his assertion here, which is, yeah, okay, fine. Is it good enough for you? Worst has happened before. Therefore, I don't like it. But in the land of the rich and powerful, need to think the social ramifications. So Biden is the one acting out. Well, Biden, yeah, he's acting against the norms, going against the norms. So, yes, the Obama administration didn't do that to Bush administration. And by the way, the crimes. So this is the major thing over here. This first line over here. Just sorry, I don't know what I'm trying to see. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Don't know what you guys can see. I'm like here. Okay, anyway. But I'm like, this, whether you agree or disagree with this, he seemed to set a precedent that the Trump administration actually followed. They were in office. Okay. That's a very short, okay.
Yeah, so
this
firstly,
is destructive to our entire process.
So,
okay, and now it's destructive. So he's saying this is destructive. So it's not good. Yes, you must just ignore. And of course, how willing you are to ignore that depends on whether you like Trump or not. So that's the point of this whole debate is, what are you going to do with the facts that they give you? It's all about what you care. It's not about who's right, as in like whose facts are correct. They're all facts. It's which facts have made you feel a certain way. And here is the feelings they're asking you to have of just, it's fine. And Biden's just being petty, basically. If Obama could have let the Guantanamo Bay sort of stuff go, then why should Biden, which we're already assuming that Biden himself is just, we can assume that Biden himself has made these indictments possible, which Destiny does dispute. Okay, and Obama, like, you say that you want whether you agree or disagree with him. Set a precedent, which was we don't look backward, we look forward. Okay. I'm actually going to have to put that here in between. And Obama, like, said you want and whether you disagree. Obama seemed to set the precedent. Obama seemed to set the precedent that Trump actually followed when they were in office, which is don't look backward, we look forward. But Biden was like, no, never mind, we're going to look backward. Cool. Again, I want to get into more logical things of moving this.
Firstly, there's absolutely no evidence whatsoever that the DOJ is working underneath Biden.
Okay, so what this does assume that the DOJ is working for Biden's wishes. This, I need to make a summary here. Assumes assumes okay, so what I'm going to put this here as maybe commentary. I suppose it kind of is commentary because it's meta. Assumes DOJ is working. So what does Destiny do? Haha, he goes, hold up. You're assuming. He points it out. There's no evidence. There's absolutely no evidence that the DOJ is working underneath Biden.
No evidence whatsoever that the DOJ is working underneath Biden, or that Biden is ordering any of these investigations.
Who appointed Merrick Garland?
There's no. Who appoints the chair?
Okay, so this is where we go. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. That he goes, there's no evidence that DOJ is working for Biden. Now that becomes a point of contention. So I'm actually going to make it a circle. I'm going to actually turn here, this into that. Or actually, I'm going to have to copy another one. Not fill. You just put border. Okay, so it becomes a contestation. So on the timeline, I'm trying to keep this timeline-wise. So here. There's absolutely no evidence whatsoever that the DOJ is working. It's a main claim. Let's go 33. 33. There's no. It's very wordy. Any Destiny debate got so much words, man. DOJ is that like theirs. Who appointed? So, oh yeah, I need to make you Destiny color. Okay. Is this Mark Garland? I don't know how this transcription How does it sound?
The federal or that Biden is ordering any of these investigations.
Who appointed Merrick Garland?
There's no. Who appoints the chair of the Federal Reserve? You think Biden sets the interest rates?
Who appointed Merrick Garland?
Mayor? Is that? I don't know these people's names. Not American. Okay, so this now mean when you by asking this, he's basically saying because Biden appointed Merrick Garland, DOJ is indeed working for Biden. Merrick. Okay, because the that Mar is what the what's the name, the transcribing software put up. I thought I didn't finish my words properly. Come on, Sean. Okay, who appointed Merrick Garland? Sounded to me, it's like he's saying mayor. I'm like, well, what? Okay.
Why do you think the appointment is what
The
determines
Federal Reserve.
policy?
The Federal Reserve is.
Okay. Who appoints the chair of the Federal Reserve? Do you think Biden sets the interest rates? So he is now putting the okay. This what's the name? Destiny attacks his logic here. He does actually attack the logic that he is going. He's like, because Biden, this is then what is attacked. He goes and says, and gives an example. Okay, attacks. I'm gonna go here. Attacks logic. Okay, there is no logic here. There is no. Who appoints the chair of the Federal Reserve? Do you think Biden sets the interest rates? So because Biden then appoints the chair of the Federal, I'm assuming, appoints the chair of the Federal Reserve, somehow that means it's ad absurdum over here. Okay, he's just like, nah, that doesn't make no sense. I will put a line to this. It's just attacking inherent logic, inherent reasoning here. Okay, other way around, guy. The end's got to be like this. The start will be like this. There you go. Elbow yourself. Yeah. Okay. M as in America. Yeehaw. Mayo garlic. I love pizza. Oh my god, don't make me think about pizza right now. Remember, DOJ appointments are life until they retire or longer term. We can have an argument about that, but they're not doing that. We're talking about what an appointment means. Appointment is just like, oh, well, because this person is on the same political side as this president, therefore they are working immediately for that person. That's the logic behind that is being attacked here. So all of this, if you just decide that this is the logic, if you decide that appointment of a it's based on your opinion here. So actually I need to do this as well. Again, I need to do some other stuff. I'm wondering if the timeline structure is not working for me anymore. But in terms of, this is a timeline structure here. This thing here, the entire full-on structure of the X-Mind is a timeline. And I'm just like, yeah, it's I don't know. Maybe I take this one and I change it around and see what it looks like. in a different form. Maybe I'll do the timeline downwards. Anyway, okay. I want to put commentary here, as in this logic, this statement, this belief statement. If you believe this, then you're okay with the facts that he has given you. Appointment equals working for, then you're able to side with AGW. If you just believe it, because it comes down to belief here. Elbow yourself out of here, dude. Honestly. Capista. Nico, I see you there. Nico's watching us live diagram, guys. The RJP American. The Mexican and American are in the chat. Excuse me. I'm not going to go into ASMR. ASMR sucky noises. If you believe working for, then you're able to side with HW. Tax logic, there's no points. Do you even? Oh yeah. Then I'll also put here. If you believe appointment is not the same, then you're able to just side with Destiny. Destiny, the way I spelled it. Honestly. There we go, that might help. Cool.
The unique institution in the United States of America that does not directly serve under is a unique Merrick Garland.
There's no, who appoints the chair of the Federal Reserve? You think Biden sets the interest rates?
Who appointed Merrick Garland?
Okay, so he actually didn't even, he asked it again. Okay, he asked the same question.
Why do you think the appointment is what
The
determines
Federal Reserve?
And take into consideration, did we get here? Why do you think the appointment is? Let's just go back. It stops here. That stops getting Destiny's words, but it goes. Why do you think? This is a good question, because then it's first of all he's given the statement. This is what I believe by attacking the logic. Do you think Biden sets interest rates? He's made his statement of that's stupid. That association does not mean what you think it means. But then he will ask you, okay, he's asking you then to tell him why do you think that appointment means that?
The Federal Reserve, who appointed Merrick Garland?
There's no, who appoints the chair of the Federal Reserve? You think Biden sets the interest rates?
Who appointed Merrick Garland?
Why do you think the appointment is what
The
determines
Federal
the
Reserve.
policy?
What determines the policy? There we go. Transcript dies. Transcript did not say that. Determines the quality. Quality. Policy, Chinsia. Policy. That's a Freudian slip. I'm just thinking of the quality of my diagramming right now. No, you just need an IJP Canadian. No, Andrew, I'm talking Andrew, not the oof from you. I'm saying the YouTube like when you were saying that that is part of what makes the YouTube transcript not so good, is that it picks up somebody else's words. So it decided to stop at Destiny saying, why do you think the appointment is what? And then it went into AJW. That's not you. I'm not saying you. I'm saying it's the YouTube was just like, no, we're not gonna go into that. So obviously, like the more complex transcribing software is like focused on certain voices. Also, you're supposed to be asleep. No, it's not your bad. It's not your bad. It ain't your bad. Why do you still think the appointment is what determines the policy? It's a fair enough question. Is he going to answer it? It's a question. It's going to get a shape. I know. I don't think questions are round, but you know, today they are. Okay. Like questions. Usually, I think it's in the decisions are triangles. I guess a question.
Federal Reserve is a unique institution in the United States of America that does not directly serve under the executive branch. So this is why.
Okay, so now he's making a distinction. Sorry, I need to get that out first. He's making a distinction. He does not actually answer this. Wait, let's go back. I might be, because I'm not American. Let me go back.
Why they're not in the.
Why do you think the appointment is what? Do you think Biden sets the interest rates?
Who appointed Merrick Garland?
Why do you think the appointment is what?
Institution in the United States of America that does not directly serve under the executive branch. So this is why they're not analogous. The Department of Justice is something that is directly under the auspices of the president.
Okay. So he's saying these are not comparable things. He's actually then he attacked. He did not. Look what he did. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's sharp. So, he's saying they're not. He's taken the comparison. The comparison was Destiny's shot, and he's like, your comparison. How's about fuck no? That's interesting. That's great. That's exciting. I like that. I don't know whether he's right or not, but it's very interesting that he came up with that on the spot. Very well done. Okay, so he attacks the logic. He attacks the logic of the logic of this logic. Attacks logic. Yeah. Federal Reserve. He's attacking the attacks that they are the same thing. This is auspices. How do you spell that? Yeah. And spell check doesn't work nicely. Auspices. No. Auspices? Fucking hell. Auspice, isn't that it's still something? Because it sounds like authority. I don't know. It's not just an American. No one understands the Federal Reserve. It's not just an American thing. No, but like the literal Federal Reserve of the United States of America. He's talking about the Federal Reserve is unique, like institution in the United States. I'm taking out the likes. We're going to pretend that there's no like. Institution in the United States of America that does not directly serve under the executive branch. So this is why they are not analogous. Woo! The Department of Justice is something that is directly under the auspices of the president. Wow, that was a very good. There was that's interesting. I didn't pick up that it was a logic thing that he was doing, as opposed to just here's some facts. So look, we got some logic. Let's go back to some facts. Probably gonna go back to facts. Okay.
So when Barr was contradicting direct statements that Donald Trump made, was Barr working under the direct order of Donald Trump?
He was under the direct order of President Trump. I mean, one of the things that you could actually ding Trump for is that he didn't fire people enough. Like for some reason he wouldn't.
Why are people
fire? It's true. Like a lot of these people just ended up quitting the administration.
Okay, he didn't fire people enough, which I guess is also funny because it's like you're fired from the Australian spices. Opes of the president. So when Barr was contradicting direct statement, the laughter in the audience is incredibly telling. What, that he didn't fire people enough? What is it? What does it tell you, Bimo? That he did fire enough people, or that they agree? What does it tell you? People are laughing because Trump was famous for firing any who failed him. Okay, Hydra. For me, I was just like, haha, you're fired, The Apprentice. That's literally that's as shallow as it goes for me. It's telling me the leanings of the crowd. Well, the leanings of the crowd are a lot more intelligent than the leanings of... Okay. Okay, attacks law. So now he's like, let's actually go here. It's actually quite interesting then. He's like, no, let's still stick with whether these things are analogous. So he's like, okay, fine, we're going to abandon this Federal Reserve thing. Okay, fine, cool. Now we're going to talk about the equivalency of have someone holding a position and being under the control of said president. Okay, so he's questioning the soundness. Questioning logic. So when Barr was contradicting direct statements that Donald Trump made, was Barr working under the direct order of Donald Trump? That is that does switch, because no, that doesn't switch to what Destiny. It still serves Destiny, because AJW is trying to prove that the assignment is the thing, that the equivalency. I need to write it somewhere. There's notate the equivalency. This equivalency over here. Asserts equivalency. Asserting that there is core logic here, the core principle. Equivalence in a president having signed, I suppose, in the DOJ, having a signed, well, they are jumping around into different places that a person could be assigned, so whatever. The president having assigned someone to a position, and that person acting in the president's best interest. Smash at their behest. That's like the major thing that's happening here. I don't know. Put that up. Bold. And that's what HW is asserting. So he's attacking the logic. He's saying this or not. So basically, he's actually attacking the example with what's this diagram or something? Oh wait, what's this? A diagram of something? It's not a diagram of something. Yeah, it is the questioning the relationship between appointments, responsibility, accountability, and autonomy. Ooh, nicely done. Okay, so
like he didn't fire Anthony Fauci. He had
okay, I need to actually just put this, go back here. Yeah, okay. Questioning when Barr was contradicting statements. This is now bringing into question whether you can work against president's interests after being appointed by him. Okay, what are we doing? Looking at words? We're wording it up all in here? Of course we were wording it up. Word up, Patrick. We're destinying it up and actual justicing it up, gigging it up. That's totally a thing. Oopsie, that was just Destiny said that, yes. Bringing into question. Okay.
Every power to do.
Sorry, I just need to go back. Words and stuffs and words. Okay, hold up. Let's go. He was under the direct order of the President Trump. He was under the direct order of President Trump. I mean, one of the things you could actually say Trump is he didn't fire people. So this does not, like for some reason he didn't fire Anthony Fauci. Cool. So he gets to all of that. That's not good enough. That's not a good enough response because when Barr was contradicted, like he's just saying, oh yeah, he didn't fire people. That he's arguing against his own logic. That it's possible. These things make it. These are examples of someone being assigned, but also working against. It's literally somebody was working against the what's the name, the interests of Trump or whatever, or the whatever he wanted. Haha, it's an example, but you're just saying, yeah, he didn't use his power for the people that were against him. Okay. But that's not a good enough. No, it's supposed to be that that doesn't happen. It didn't happen. That your assignment means that you are working for the president. Not a good enough response. That's just my opinion, but who am I? He was under the direct order of the President Trump. I mean, one of the things that you could actually say, this is no bueno. He was actually, this is a concession over here. Sorry, this should be seen as a concession, but he does not pick up that it's a concession. He does not pick up it's a concession. Because let me take this out here. This will go into its own little thing. Come back. Concession. Look here. So when Barr was contradicting the direct statements that Donald Trump made, was Barr working under the direct order of Donald Trump? He was working under the direct order of President Trump. This is it agrees. Somewhat of concession. He's agreeing. With Destiny's example. He's agreeing with Destiny's example, which means then that it's sound reasoning. And then this over here is supposed to make this not a concession. Over here, this, I'm going to put a summary. supposed to make the previous statement not a concession. It doesn't. Trump is for that he didn't fire people enough. Oh yeah, also I'm going to say laughter. Not a tab, it's like this. Crowd laughter. Indicating, I'll put say indicating isn't really true. Okay, word, you didn't drain the swamp, Sag. I'm sorry. For some reason, he wouldn't fire it's true. Like a lot of people, the people would just quit the administration. Didn't fire Anthony Fauci. However you spell it. Wow, but he had every power to do so. He had every power to fire his own attorney general. But he didn't do so. So you're arguing all of this, supposed to make this previous statement not a concession, but actually strengthens it. Okay, so it does that. It strengthens how much of a concession it is. Thank you for that. But what does Destiny do that? Does Destiny point that out? Does he say, oh, BT dubs, you've just roped yourself? You might have made a joke, but you've roped yourself? A lot more commentary on this, I suppose, than most things, because I'm just trying to make more sense of the tiny little bits of dialogue. Anthony Fauci. I forgot how to spell Fauci. Fauci. He's Anthony Fauci. Too tired to sleep, by the way. Okay. That's no. Have some chamomile tea. Go sleepies. Not that we don't want you to stay awake with us, but also I would like you to have some rest. Crowd laughter indicating it isn't really true. Okay. I suppose optic loss or AGW. AJW. Okay.
So he had every power to fire his own attorney general.
Gotcha. So just as a matter of like recent historical record, the DOJ does not work under command of the President of the United States.
Of course it does.
That is offensive.
So okay. So we're going back. So that is what so Destiny takes this and says, this is your concession, sir. This is what we're putting out. Gotcha. So justice is a matter of like recent, as a matter of like recent historical record, the DOJ does not work under the command of the President of the United States. Of course he does. Just like flat out contradiction. Oopsie, sorry, I've already got a subtopic there. Read. So he pointed out the concession. So what I said before, let me get you out of this summary, please. He pointed out the concession. So he did. Points out concession. Takes out his reasoning, takes out what he has just asserted, what he has just conceded, and says, here it is. And then we have the repeated he does not take it. He's like, no. Of course he does. That is a fantastic claim. I'd be curious if you could point to investigations where the President of the United States ordered the DOJ to begin investigating enemies of the President. Whoa, that was I remember that moment when I like listen. I was like going to bed, but listening to this, and I actually went, whoa, Destiny. It's like, oh shit. That was good. The showmanship comes out here. Watch.
Fantastic claim. I'd be curious if you could point to investigations where the President of the United States ordered the DOJ to begin investigating enemies of the President.
A president can order the DOJ.
We're not asking the president. He could theoretically. He could make that.
Of course he does. That is a fantastic claim. I'd be curious. So just the super sarcastic tone he's got over here. You guys fucking around in chat. Stop it, Cameron. RJP, focus. Okay. Fantastic claim. I might as well just do gaming streams if we're going to just fuck around in chat. Of course he does. Pretends the concession did not happen. Daisy. Daisy's getting upset because I'm getting upset. But I'm not getting upset, I'm just getting fired up. Both RJPs. Both of you are naughty. Okay. Oh, it's not Daisy, it's Axel. Axel's being a boos. Okay, fantastic claim. Sarcasm. Okay, and there is just quiet here.
Or you could order the DOJ to begin investigating. Curious if you could point to investigations where the President of the United States ordered the DOJ to begin investigating enemies of the President.
A president can order the DOJ.
We're not asking the president. He could theoretically. He could make that, or he could theoretically. But to do so would be an unbelievable breach of norms, which unfortunately we became a bit accustomed to under Donald Trump.
Ah, okay. Now this was another breach of norms. So is this the swap? This might be the swap that Andrew was talking about. That they actually swapped. He's now saying a breach of norms. Remember this earlier argument by AJW was sorry, by Sean, was that it's a breach of norms. It's against, like, you know, it's against things. So that was for me, that was quite kind of like, that wasn't a great argument for me. I was just like, okay, breach of norms, but then sometimes you would want those norms to be breached because you want to drain the swamp, I suppose, or something like that. That would be the reasoning behind it. So now what Destiny is doing here, which isn't that he's undercutting all of that beforehand, not yet. He isn't undercutting. That wasn't his argument in any case. He hadn't even gotten to make that argument. He hadn't even gotten to say it's okay to breach norms when justice is involved or something like that. He actually has nothing to back up. So still not in danger, even if he does seem to switch sides here. Naughty men rise up. No. I'll put you guys here. Okay. President can order the DOJ to examine what did he say?
But the idea be an
Okay,
we're
to
not asking
examine
the
it.
president. He could theoretically, he could make that, or he could theoretically, but to do so would be an unbelievable breach of norms.
Could theoretically. Unbelievable breach of norms. Many words coming.
Unfortunately, we became a bit accustomed to under Donald Trump. But the idea that the DOJ works at the behest as the personal prosecutorial body of the president to go after opponents of the president that's an insane claim. And Biden himself has made contradictory statements. So Garland has made contradictory statements saying as much that these things do not happen. Yeah. It does not happen. There was no communication.
This is like saying that if Pete Buttigieg over at transportation.
Okay, no, now we're doing another layer of that. This is like. So I'm going to have to go to another abstraction. We're not asking the president. He could theoretically make that order. He could theoretically, but to do so would be an unbelievable breach of norms, which unfortunately we became a bit accustomed to under Donald Trump. So that's just a bit of an optics thingy. Look, ta-da! I'm not happy. That's why I don't like Trump. Okay, I'm going to put that in a separate one. That's indubitably, Destiny's rhetoric is persuasive regarding the inevitable breach of normative politics. President Trump's unprecedented actions are fated to meet unprecedented reactions from the opposition. Nicely done, Cameron. Yeah, so let's talk about that then. Let's actually talk about the breach of norms. Because now we're both talking about who's breaching which norms and what's good about that, what's bad about that. And again, that just gets us to all the feelings of Biden and Trump, right? Oh, we're breaching the norms by having Trump. That was one of the things that people were so shocked about from Trump, right? From the get-go, on a base human level, it was like, that guy's a celebrity guy. You can't make him a president. No. He's not a real person. You can't put him. He's not a government guy. Now he's running for president. That's weird. He's not like, that was the baseline of just, this is now, before we even try and think of the formality of it all, where you just go, yeah, he is a breach in norms. Just from the get-go. And that's what made people go insane. I myself went insane initially. I was crazy. I hated Trump. That's exactly why it was. It's like, how dare this person out of nowhere, well, not out of nowhere, but out of celebritydom come and be a president? Wouldn't Obama using the IRS against conservatives donors be better example of president directing appointees against rivals? Ooh, Walter. Reagan was an actor and was primarily known as such. I don't even think about that. Duh. Hi, Jay. Was he always thought of it? Yes. Yeah. So then it's modern day Hollywood as well. It's not computing. What's up, Jay? I didn't get to the gym today, but I walked and I went on my bicycle. Okay. So could theoretically make order, could it theoretically, but to do so would be an unbelievable breach of norms, which unfortunately become a bit accustomed to under Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a breach of norms. Is a breach of norms. In terms of even his behavior. Okay, so yes, you can say Reagan, but the point is like his behavior, just the guy. You know, one of if you hear from people that aren't American, one of the media lines that you'll always hear is, he's so not presidential. And then you kind of laugh because you're like, Biden is not presidential either anymore. So can we also agree on that? Like, can we say that? Can we use that standard then on Biden too? No? Okay. Guys senile though? No? Okay. We hate Trump so much that we can't even recognize that the guy's senile. As long as you're moving. I moved it. Okay. Donald Trump is a breach of norms. Also, painfully close to the sort of reasoning somebody used earlier. It's a breach of norms. Breach of norms to investigate previous presidents. So we could land up talking about that. I don't think they do. I don't think that is the point that they argue on. I wish you guys had the song that I've got in my head. I wish you had that in your head, and I wish it wasn't copyrighted so I could just play it for you. Okay. Ta-da. I keep meaning to check out your streams, but I've been so busy. You've been so busy watching other streams and having a laugh and whatever. Not cool. You're in the hallowed time zone of America, so you can catch these streams. Name it, and we can play it in the background while we watch. Oh, it's from Calm Music, which and it's a certain point in the song. Hold on. Ugh, now I'll have to, yeah. It's music for focus. And it's just a certain point in the song. It's just, yeah. Oh, by the way, was it you, Cameron? You were not being able to post to the music channel in Discord. Have you been able to now? Okay, play.
Says something that Biden disagrees with, that Pete Buttigieg is not working for the Biden administration. Sure, you can say specific things. Pete Buttigieg is not Buttigieg over.
Saying as much that these things do not happen. Yeah, it does not happen. There was no communication.
This is like saying that if Pete Buttigieg over at transportation.
Okay, so yes. Oh, sorry. That I did. We have to go back. Sorry.
That's something that
to go after a that they'd be harmed. Unfortunately, he could make that, or he could theoretically, but to do so would be an unbelievable breach of norms, which unfortunately we became a bit accustomed to under Donald Trump. But the idea that the DOJ works at the behest as the personal prosecutorial body of the president to go after opponents of the president that's an insane claim.
Okay, that is the claim that he is making over here. This is the base claim here. The base claim. He didn't immediately go for it, Destiny, because he went and he wanted to see where this was, where this example of a president sicking the DOJ on someone, where's the example? He didn't go straight for that. It is over there. So I need to diagram that somehow. He could theoretically, this is a separate. He could, no, not that. But the idea that the DOJ works at the behest of the personal, yeah, okay, there we go. Huge claim to make. DOJ with the idea that the DOJ works. Jesus, he says, look at how many words. Okay, but the idea that DOJ works at the behest as the personal. See, he did the thing. He hasn't done it that much. He did the thing where he starts his sentence and then he's like, you know what? Let me reword it for you. But the idea that DOJ works at the behest. Wait. As the rewords, as the personal prosecutorial body of the president, to go after opponents of the president. That's an insane claim. And then Biden himself has made contradictory statements. I want to go and see what he means.
And Biden himself going to go after opponents of the president. That's an insane claim. And Biden himself has made contradictory statements. So Garland has made contradictory statements saying as much that these things do not happen.
Yeah.
The contradictory opponents of the president is personal prosecutorial body of the president to go after opponents of the president. That's an insane claim. And Biden himself has made contradictory statements. So Garland has made contradictory statements saying as much that these things do not happen.
Yeah.
He also said that that's an insane claim without confirming that he had said AJW's claim. That's called straw manning. I'm not too sure if it's kind of his catchphrase. Okay. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure that it is exactly straw manning, because underpinning this statement over here, his first argument here was, if these alleged crimes waged against another president would be prosecuted in the same way, I think he would definitely, if you said another president would be prosecuted in the same way, you would be lying. The fact of the matter is they're prosecuting him because he's the orange man, and that is the only reason. So underlying this claim, yes, it is making a leap. He hasn't gone and said, he hasn't gone in and actually made the claim outright. But what he's saying here is that they're prosecuting Trump as because he's Trump. And that does, and he has spent some time arguing that being appointed by someone means that their policy is in line with who they've been appointed by. So he himself has, even if it is a straw man, he himself has started to try and build this straw man. He's like, yeah, that's mine. I'll do it. So I don't know. That's what I think. Am I misunderstanding? Sorry, I'm just needing. That's not what I want to write here. What I want to write here is underlying claim. Is that Biden is prosecuting, is making Trump is prosecuted. That is the underlying claim. And he does even say here, Biden, Obama, whatever, which is we don't look forward. But Biden's like, no, never mind. We're going to look backward for this particular guy. So he's spoken as if Biden is the guy that's looking back. He's spoken as if Biden is the guy. So I don't think it's that much of a straw man. It's not a leap. It's not that much of a leap. It's just a rewording, a rephrasing of the guy's thing. And I suppose rewording it without checking is it helps you, because you then don't give him a way to pretend that to contradict himself. You're like, no, I've taken your word for it. I've taken your argument, and this is what your argument means, and I've run with it. But I guess if he did then say, are you saying blah 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 blah, and then AJW went no, yeah. Do you see what I mean? And the underlying claim is here that Biden, there is no evidence whatsoever that the DOJ is working underneath Biden, or that Biden is ordering any of these investigations. That is the major claim that Destiny is going over here as well. Is it fair? Okay. I mean, it makes sense. So a president can order the DOJ to examine you can see, Sean is just like, hold on, Destiny, you get off the high horse here. And he's just like, can we simmer down, sir? It's like, no, let him finish. He's cooking. He's cooking. Look at this. Okay, the idea of the personal is an insane claim. Biden himself has made contradictory statements. I'm going to put this as a next, because it's just to bolster this initial point. And Biden himself has made contradictory statements, as though Garland as well. I think he's trying to say as well. Let's see.
Does not contradictory statements of the president. That's an insane claim. And Biden himself has made contradictory statements, as though Garland has made contradictory statements, saying as much that these things do not happen.
As though. That doesn't make sense. It's another, okay, whatever sentence.
It does not happen. There was no communication.
This is like saying that if Pete Buttigieg over at transportation.
Okay, I need to I need to brace myself for this parallel. Okay, he's going to draw a parallel here. HW parallel, drawing parallel. And it also, he's drawing a parallel, and it sounds like, I don't know, I have listened to most of this, but it's very heavy, and it was late at night when I did listen to it initially, so I don't remember exactly what he does, but it's sounding like he is gearing up to do a bit of an optics or a bit of a joke. So let's go. This is like saying that if Pete Buttigieg over at transportation says something that Biden disagrees with, then Pete Buttigieg is not working for the Biden administration. But he has said that he himself, now he's arguing against himself. Oopsie poopsie. That's what I think, but okay, maybe he's not. Drawing the parallel. Here's the drawing the parallel, sorry. That's like saying
says something that Biden disagrees with, that Pete Buttigieg is not working for the Biden administration. Sure, you can say specific things, and maybe the Trump administration as a whole believed in a greater separation between the DOJ and the administration proper. But it has been long precedent amongst especially Democratic administrations that there is a close relationship with their office and the DOJ. I mean, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was appointed as the AG under John F. Kennedy. Eric Holder was called Barack Obama's wingman. Barack Obama would speak about a particular case.
William Barr was called Donald Trump's sword and shield, and in the end, he was one of his harshest critics.
Okay, so now we're getting into this goes straight into the, what are you going to believe? Oh, what matters more to you? It literally, sorry, you can say this does come down to opinion here. Do you believe that, the Democratic administrations were more in line? He is not asserting. He actually has let go of that assertion. He's let go of the assertion that inadvertently, sorry, he's let go of the assertion that just because you're appointed. So this entire thing, this who appointed Merrick Garland, that was actually what do you call it? A bit of a mistake, or not even a mistake. Asking who appointed Merrick Garland allowed Destiny to say, this is what you mean by that question, because you've said who appointed. Destiny goes, who appoints the chair of the Federal Reserve? Do you think Biden sets the interest rates? So between these two here, I do need to make a note. Damn! Cameron, your straw man does come back here. It does, because he's now, it's not like a deliberate, I wouldn't say it's a straw man in that like he took it and said this is what you mean, and it's not what he meant, and because he took the bait. Sean took the bait. He took Destiny's bait of saying, oh, he took the attack. Instead of going back and saying what he's saying now, they have to go down this line of logic about whether you assign someone. They have to soften his claim together. They have to soften Sean's claim. It's interesting. If Trump had never run for president, would they be persecuting him right now? Interesting. I don't think so, because he wouldn't have those. Oh wait, whoa. Sorry, he wouldn't run again. Yes, that is interesting. That is a good question. But then again, do we have the answer? It just depends on what you want to believe. And that's the whole thing with this debate here, is it really just depends which of these blocks you're willing to side with. Which ones are heavier for you than the others? Not so much that they don't work at all. Yeah, it's according to your underlying beliefs. So this makes me think that going back down to the foundations and all of that Sitchin Adam gone about. Yeah, it makes sense. You the fact that you decide to weigh differently, to weigh that outweigh other facts, that's based on underlying beliefs that are then based on underlying beliefs and feelings, and it's actually all too complex. Which is also why we go, huh, why are words? Because all of those complex feelings now have to go into the label that you give yourself as a Democrat or a Republican. It doesn't work. You have to have these conversations to actually show a person what you believe. Although some people, you can just guess what their political leanings will be. If one is this way, then you can. That is why you can guess a person's political leanings when you have one principle. You assume their principle on a certain thing, and that's what they're going to believe in line statistically. Interesting. I love humans. They might have prosecuted just because he's a symbol, or at least perceived as one of US populism. Oh, like as a martyr? Yeah, Sean accepted the premise, so I can't really call it a straw man. Yeah, exactly. He accepted it. He went on with it. It is folly, though. It was, look, he's accepted the premise. I like that idea. Sean, I'm going to put that wording. Sean accepts this premise, despite it not accurate. Not being an accurate reflection. So we go off on a tangent. Cool. Interesting. Yeah. Stop. I'll have to change up the way this is laid out, because that's annoying. The way it's spaced this out. Anyway, Biden himself said that ain't happening, and then we gotta go to. This is like saying, okay, let's go to our stupid drawing parallel. Pete Buttigieg over. So this is actually him taking out his own argument from underneath him. Well, not taking it out. It's putting subtlety, injecting subtlety into the straw man sort of the over the top way this is from the showmanship of it. The question, the way he chose to argue was not to say, I don't mean that, blah blah blah. Instead, he just asked a question in a confrontational way, so that to get a rise out of Destiny. So this kind of conversation actually did not help us. Even when I'm on topic or tangent, we all do. I do all the time. Probably just did. Drawing parallel, just like saying that Pete Buttigieg, don't even know how you spell his name, over at transportation says something that Biden disagrees with, and Buttigieg is not working for Biden administration. So what did I say? He injects nuance his previous shallow arguments. or previously narrow reasoning. Assignment equals at the behest. Okay, and this is him doing that. He goes into booty judge. That is exactly how you spell it. Literally booty. Okay, this is like saying that sure, you can say specific things and maybe. There we go. Okay. And this is how he injects. Hello, Axie boy. Hi, handsome. Hi, baby boy. He's so upset his dad isn't here. He's really like, doesn't know what to do with himself. Hey, my baby. Oh, poor boy. He's usually just hanging out with the boys. Now he's just like, oh, he's sitting by the door where he usually waits for his dad. Stop it. Axel, come here, baby. Come. Sorry, Axel break. Sure, you can say specific things and maybe the Trump administration as a whole believed in a greater separation between the DOJ and administration. There is the nuance. There is the nuance thing. There. That is what he's trying to say. Okay? But then we had that whole fun ride just for the crowd, I suppose. But it has been long precedented along democratic administrations. There is a close relationship with the office and the DOJ. Okay, and then he gives examples of this. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was appointed by the AG, Attorney General, under blah blah. Okay, I think he says Eric Holder.
Now you're contradicting your point.
I'm not criticizing. My point is literally.
Oh, is Ali in the Discord? Hi, Ali.
Now you're contradicting your point.
Oh, you're contradicting your point, Sonny, baby, sweetie. Oopsie. What? Is he? Wait, did he? Sorry. Robert F. Kennedy appointed.
And he was one of his.
Would speak about a particular case.
William Barr was called Donald Trump's sword and shield, and in the end, he was one of his harshest critics.
I'm not.
No, that goes against your point. That goes against your point, Sean. That goes against yours. We're arguing about stuff that I think the moderator eventually does come in here and he's just like, listen, bro, let's get out of this. She says hi again. Hi, Ali again. Now you say that she says hi again. Okay. Barack. Okay, let's see.
Again.
Eric Holder was called Barack Obama's wingman. Barack Obama would speak about a particular case.
Okay, I'm going to take out the particular case because that's not what he didn't finish that point, so we don't need to do that. And then his response, Destiny's response. You know that the wheels are falling off when I'm not color coding them anymore, and I'm just using their titles. William Barr was called Donald Trump's sword and shield. Oopsie poopsie. You can say, now you're contradicting your point. Now you're contradicting your point. How does that... I hope he does explain how he's contradicting his point. How is he contradicting the point? William Barr was called No. He's not contradicting his point. He's contradicting your point. He's contradicting your point. I know I've said this again, but like it really is. Now you're contradicting your point. No, you're contradicting the point he's contradicting the point you were trying to make. But then you decided you weren't making. So we have made a knot. There is a knot here. I would like to move on, actually. I don't think we need to continue with this because it's been enough of a shit show. Like I want to restart the conversation. Because now we have forgotten what everybody else is saying. Now we've forgotten whose point we are arguing, because we are arguing to such an extent. We're taking each piece and breaking it down further and further and further. That's why I was so not happy for that's like doing this and this and this. No. Stop. I don't want more of those. I don't want the abstractions. I'll also say hi. Hi, Vint. Okay. I'm going to put that here. I'm not contradicting his point. Contradicting Sean's point. Devolved. Conversation devolved. Has lost its way. You've got to be this color. No, not that. Fill this color. Do. Does anyone have the Calm app? Go and listen to Calm music, like the Calm app, and it's like baklava, but music for calm, something like that. Music for focus or something. It's in my head, and I just wish I could predict it to you. Now you're contradicting your point. Okay, Nico, I will clean it up, okay? I'll see you there. Pass this way. Let's go. Continue. Please play.
Barr was called Donald Trump's sword and shield, and in the end, he was one of his harshest critics.
Now you're contradicting your point.
I'm not criticizing. My point is literally that the Attorney General and that the Department of Justice, especially in politically charged investigations, along with the rest of our intelligence community, is supposed to work with some level of separation. Otherwise, why would it have been a big deal for Donald Trump to pull in Comey and have conversations? Couldn't he just order the FBI to stop an investigation? Couldn't he just order the CIA, Christopher Wray, to not look into things?
God, too much.
Of course not. The idea that the...
Okay. Not now you're contradicting. At least he goes and says, no, this is his point. Reiterates his point. Rewords his point. I don't even need to do that. I'm not. What my point is literally. Jesus, that is a wall of text. Yes. Look at that. That's Destiny. That's Destiny talking for like 5 seconds. Jeez. No, this is normal speed. Ordering C's to do what they don't want to isn't a very good idea. Ooh. Is that what you said here? Okay, my point is literally that the Attorney General and the Department of Justice, especially in politically charged investigations, along with the rest of our intelligence community, is supposed to work with some level of separation. That's his point. Okay. Next. Otherwise, why would it have been a big deal if Donald Trump have conversations? Could he just order? That's the second level here. Couldn't he just order the FBI to stop an investigation? Couldn't he just order the CIA I'm going to put that here. Although I'm so tempted to make another breakdown, I do want to. Let's do it. I don't care. Fuck it. I'll maybe do something. Maybe I'll put it all back together just now. But right now, I feel like it should be by itself. I want to break it even further grammatically because there's just so much. Okay, don't judge. Couldn't he just order? Couldn't he just order the CIA, Christopher Wray, to not look into things? Of course not. The idea that these are orgs work for the personal pleasure of the president. Okay, so this is the repetition. This is another personal pleasure of the president, especially in regards to politically sensitive topics, especially in regards to investigation of himself, political opponents, is a fantastic idea. Okay, so that's just a repetition. I will put that. Whoopsie. What did Miss 1776 do? Why would she lock you up? Oh, would back you up. Oh, did you fight with her about a CIA conspiracy theory? But you could try to talk around what. This isn't much reasoning. This is just fluff around it. It's reiteration, just saying it in a more performative manner. You can try to talk around it all you want, but it would be unimaginable breaching of norms, and anybody that understands any part of how the United States government works would instantly know the idea. So he's just repeating himself here. Let's actually do a summary over here. Just repeated points. Repeats points. I'm going to go make pancakes. Someone else distract Kitty for me. Now I'm distracted because I'm thinking of pancakes. God damn. Repeated point. That's several times repeated. Thank you. Listening. We get it. Like, it makes it sound like a stronger point the more you say it in different ways, and he gets more and more worked up as he goes. So I understand.
All of our intelligence and all of these executive orgs work for the personal pleasure of the president, especially in regards to politically sensitive topics, especially in regards to investigations of himself or political opponents, is a fantastic idea. You can try to talk around that all you want, but it would be an unimaginable breaching of norms, and anybody that understands any part of how the United States government works would instantly know that the idea that the
Sean's like, hell, can I say something?
Executive prosecutorial body of the Department of Justice can work under the personal pleasure of the President of the United States. That's just an outrageous claim.
The trick that you're doing right now is you're saying personal pleasure.
Okay. I think they go around. There's two circles that happen here. They do this. He talks about the trick you're doing. He points out this trick twice. I remember that happening. So, okay, let's go here. In time, the trick you're doing. I don't know. Should I make a new? Okay, I'll put this here. It's kind of a new topic of. Okay, it's not a new topic. It's just a new framing, a new phrase that they start talking about the personal pleasure of the. It's the same as saying at the behest. So where do I put this? We don't want it too far back here because people reading the diagram will not be able to understand. So let's go here. That is one thing about when I was using what's it called? Not Xmind, not Canva. The other one, when I was using Miro, that was one way that I didn't. You could follow the dialogue a lot closer, and I could show divergences a lot quicker and differently. Maybe we should go back to Miro. No, I love my Xmind. Like, what? Does Destiny ever speak like he's not in a Bloodsport debate? Like, I'd probably enjoy listening to him if he could talk at a lower word per minute count. You know what? Let's actually listen just as an experiment. Okay, first of all, let me just make sure I've got everything. But let's go through this wall of text, right? This over here. This over here. Okay, we're going to put that at 0.5. So
when I said that they work under the office of the president, like, don't think I didn't notice that shift.
You're not saying they work under the office. You're saying they of the president of the United States government works instantly. You can unimaginable political opponent of the president work for our intelligence. Of course not. The idea that all of our intelligence and all of these executive orgs work for the personal pleasure of the president, especially in regards to politically sensitive.
At 0.75, he sounds normal, Artem. just go and watch his streams and just put him on 0.05. No, 0.5, he's easier to, but listen, at 0.75, he sounds normal. It's like, have you ever done that to Ben Shapiro? Where you put him on, like, I think Ben Shapiro, you can put at 0.5 and he sounds like a normal person. Like, you can hear this is slow speech, like, but this sounds normal.
Sensitive topics, especially in regards to investigations of himself or political opponents, is a fantastic idea. You can try to talk around that all you want, but it would be an unimaginable breaching of norms. And anybody that understands any part of how the United States government works would instantly know that the idea that the executive prosecutorial body of the Department of Justice can work under the personal pleasure of the President of the United States, that's just an outrageous claim.
The trick that you're doing right now is you're saying personal pleasure when I said that they work under the office of...
Oh, Sean's also pretty quick. Because he doesn't sound too slow at 0.75. Destiny out here living his life at 1.25 speed. Well, he's drinking Red Bull. So you know that that's where he gets it from. Yes. That is rather comical. Maybe I'm thinking that's what I will do. Because I also can't watch his streams for too long. Well, I'm taking it word by word here. So that doesn't add up. She's lying. So the trick that you're doing right now is you're saying personal pleasure. Okay, I'm going to say this here and then we'll repeat it as a circle in it's like the place where we start a new topic. Okay. The trick you're saying is at personal pleasure. Oh, for fuck's sake. Come on. Bruh, Destiny, you're going to die of a heart palpitation if he's having enough Red Bull, then. Just how fast he talks. Yeah, I wonder if he ever just doesn't talk. Yeah, he does. He still talks a lot. Like, his words per minute is quite a lot. Even when he was talking to what's it? I was going to say why was I going to say Brie Larson? Blair White. When he was talking to Blair White, he also, he's not like in a heated debate, but he just speaks fast. There's just people like that. And I guess what I do find endearing is that he starts sentences and then gives that, like, oh, just yeet, and then starts another sentence instead. That's close to my heart because I do that too. You're saying personal pleasure, so I'm going to put you in a circle. Oopsie poopsie. No, don't go off the timeline. Okay. I think I might turn these like sub bubbles into just like topic header things and just say personal pleasure as like that's the chapter we're talking about. Sorry, that doesn't help. That they work under the office of the president. I don't think I didn't. What? Don't think I know. Didn't notice. He's trying to say, don't think I know. Didn't notice that shift, and then Destiny's like.
Of the president. Like, don't think I didn't notice that shift.
You're not You're not saying they work under the office.
Oh, he said shift in the standard. Okay, so now this is still going to do with this is still approaching the nuance. Okay, so oopsie doopsie, that does not help. Approaching the lack of nuance. Well, in previous, no, I'm not going to say approaching lack of nuance. That assumes that the lack of nuance is Destiny's fault. It's not. It's addressing the lack of nuance that was in their conversation. Is noted here. I don't know. He didn't make that shift. I don't think he made that shift, just honestly. I don't think there was a straw man there. Well, just a lack of clarification that that just led us down the path of bullshit. Copy style. Pest. Okay. He slowed down. Watch earlier debates with no BS and Metico. He used to talk faster. Are you fucking serious? I suppose it's just because he's gotten older? Good. I like that idea. Destiny needs a drunk debuff to debate someone who can only listen and speak at lower speeds. Yeah. Like, honestly, like, I would need you to slow down. Sorry. What are you saying? Huh? Or you know what I would do before a discussion with him is I would just watch everything on YouTube or whatever anything I'm watching or listening to or whatever. I would just put it to faster speed, and then your brain kind of clicks into gear and starts getting that. Okay, cool. This is the speed at which things occur now, and you'll feel okay. He will feel normal. Everybody else will feel slower if you just change it up. Have you experienced that where you watch a video on 0.2 or something, 0.2 on 2 times speed or 1.5, and then afterwards you go back to normal speed? Jeez, this is taking so long. Yeah, so I guess we just need that. Put life on fast forward so that when you do go there and speak to him, you're at his pace. Pull up his stream and put it at 0.75 while debating him so you can keep up. Destiny just sputtering out a monologue each time he speaks because he can't let Sean expound on any points or draw up any positions. Exactly, Joseph. Look, they've both done silly things here. Both of them have. But you can see this wall of text was indeed, and you know what all it did was it gave Sean time to speak, to think. And Sean has now been able to look back at, because when you are back and forth like this all the time, you're not going to notice what it is you're doing in the debate. He didn't notice that Destiny had made this jump, the jump of, oh, well, if you're a side, this jump that happened at this question over here, when he asked who appointed blah, blah, blah. Okay, this over here, that's not just who appointed Merrick Garland. This, the way that where Destiny goes after this, it's yes, his fault because he let it happen, but it's taken us a few minutes of talk and back and forth, and because we are against each other, we're not collaborating in the conversation. It is a debate. We're not collaborating to get each other's points out. We're just trying to shut each other's points off before they get made, or think they're made and then shut them off quickly. We get this whole thing over here, this whole detour, and then Sean goes, wait a second, that is not what I was trying to say. You can pretend that that's cheap or not, but I don't think so. I don't think that you would be asserting something so that I don't think he would be asserting it so shallowly. He is asserting that what's the name, that somebody assigned by a president, as in because Biden assigned so and so, that's why we can assume that this person is acting in accordance with Biden's pleasure. He isn't saying that just because somebody assigned you, you are you're bound to do something that'll work. Just that, yeah, they are probably aligned politically. You can make that determination that they would probably be aligned, and that's a way. It's less. It's you would think it's a lesser claim, but it's not. It's a more logical claim, a more nuanced claim that is way more believable than, if you assign this person, that person will always act according to what the president wants. That's nobody should be trying to say that. That's why Destiny is saying that's an insane claim. That's not his claim. It just took a while for him to realize that that's not his claim. Destiny just got to say it 3 times that this is what your claim was. And he was like, whoa, you're changing it. Destiny often reviews the people he debates. I would be surprised if he knows Sean doesn't like to interrupt. Oh, well, he tried. He did. Joseph, check here. He tried.
You work under the office of the president. Like you're doing right now is you're saying
of the idea that the executive prosecutorial body of the Department of Justice can work from it.
We tried 3 times.
It would be unimaginable for Jim Norris and anybody that understands any part of how the United States government works would instantly know that the idea that the executive prosecutorial body of the Department of Justice can work under the personal pleasure of the president of the United States.
You did it twice.
That's just an outrageous
so like
claim.
the trick that you're doing right now is you're saying.
Yeah, so he let Destiny run himself out. Destiny's good at exploiting a misspeak and leading the convo where he wants to go. Yeah, he exploited that. He did. Is it disingenuous? No, it's just optics, and he's able to do it. What made me do? I'm not gonna lie. I thought you put a 1 point. I did not. I didn't put him on 1.25. He's at normal speed, and we need to pick up where he breathes and stuff. The lung capacity on this lad. I can hardly speak. I don't have the lung capacity to talk for that long. Okay.
Personal pleasure when I said that they work under the office of the president. Like, don't think I didn't notice that shift.
You're not saying they work under the office of. You're saying they take direction from. You say they take direction from.
You can order a member of the Department of Justice. I believe Scalia, when they reviewed the special
you see the fact heaviness comes on. I'm like, yes, okay, cool. We're talking about you can do this, and then it's like, the only thing that is worse is just lawyer talk. So we have to do this. We have to separate out the facts, of course. But I like the facts and the logic. I prefer the logic. But yes, the facts are applicable, unfortunately. I just want to believe what he says. I don't want to have examples. Okay. You're not saying they work under the office. You are saying they take direction from. So now we are arguing. Actually, we are arguing about not even about personal pleasure. We are arguing about what Sean means. Let's argue about what Sean means. Oopsie. See, Destiny steps in and finishes his statement. Sean just doesn't. Yeah, he won't do that. He doesn't seem to. He like just sits and kind of deliberates, arguing about what Sean actually means. So that is the one of Sitch's laws is what's the name is this definite, not even definitions. It's literally we don't know what we're arguing about now. Now we're going to try and put words in each other's mouth. We're spending a lot of energy, and this is where kind of a moderator could try to step in and say, hey, guys, can we get back to the matter at hand? Or even if you were forced to diagram your own debate, like explain it to each other as if you are giving them study notes. Explain it with such good faith that you can break it apart together. Obviously, you can't do that because you need to win the debate. But when you're having a conversation, you're breaking it up and you're collaborating, you're not putting words in each other's mouths. You're saying, are you this and this and this? And then the person gets to say, no, that's not what I mean. And you got to kind of give them the benefit of that doubt. But anyway, this is a debate. It's lively. Everybody's like, whoa, Destiny and actual Justice Warrior. Whoa. So, of course, we're not going to get a conversation. We're going to get a screaming match. I know Sean could be more forceful, but I think Destiny is being overly forceful. Like, dude, chill. It just seems like that's what Destiny's like. And certain people will not push up against that. They will just let it go out. Then that's what Sean seems to be. Just that person that just lets the person talk themselves to a standstill. Before he gets to say his thing, he's like, okay, are we done now? Cool. Okay, you're not saying the work under the office. Now he is saying. Now the dispute is whether he's. Then I think you can then accuse your opponent of twisting their own words and say that's not what they changed tone, they changed direction once they saw their argument was weak. But it's like, no, you took hold of the wrong idea. That's what's wrong. You took hold of the simplest version of my idea instead of going forward with what I wanted you and needed you to do. But at the same time, Sean did not present his argument very well. He presented it with a question. Who appointed blah, blah, blah? That was his argument. Who appointed blah, blah, blah? He didn't state it very, clearly. If the halls of debate, I want blood sports, just call Destiny a cuck and start yelling at each other. Defending a claim is a lot harder to do than attacking a claim. Yeah, it's very difficult. When you are having a discussion that then requires you to calmly go through every single type of thought, it will become tougher and tougher to defend absolutely every point that you make. But imagine if you had the time to do so. So what? So Destiny starts the convo by asking Sean his position. It should be that he asks the position. Sean asked who appointed whatever, Merrick, who appointed him, and all of that was so heavy that Destiny latched onto it and decided blah, 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 blah. And now we've gotten heated along the way. So whatever's going on here needs to calm down again. You're not saying they work under the office. You're saying they take direction from. You're saying they take direction from. Did he say twice?
Prosecute. You can order a member of the Department of. You work under the office of the president. Like, don't think I didn't notice that shift.
You're not saying they work under the office. You're saying they take direction from. You said they take direction from.
You can order.
You said they take direction from. Yeah, the repetition over there is not helping us calm down and take it slower. I don't know. I would probably be pulling my own hair out now. Just that's it. This lets him go straight to attack without having to create a boundary that he has to defend. he has more flexibility. Exactly. That is definitely what people do, Joseph. That is so definitely what people do. That they don't take a they aren't able to take a fixed line, or they try not to, so that they then don't get caught off guard. Which is a whole lot easier. It's easier to take a hard line when you are not doing a debate and you're just having a conversation, and you say, "This is what I believe," and then somebody just comes and says, maybe not, and you collaboratively go through the points and even get to the point where you say, "I still don't believe you." Cool, but we get a lot more reasoning and juiciness out of it. An anti-stance rather than a definitive stance. I've got to run errands. You have a great night, Kitty. Thank you, Bimo. Thanks for coming by. I am probably gonna, once we get to the end of this transcript, I think I will stop. And I'm not too sure. Oh, it's quite long. We're way behind, guys. I'm only a few minutes in. Anyway, maybe I can continue diagramming this silently, and then, I don't know, do something over the weekend with it. Okay, saying they take direction from.
You can order a member of the Department of Justice. I believe Scalia, when they reviewed the special prosecutor statute, was talking about how you cannot create through the executive branch a position that is superior to the executive branch. This is when I was falling asleep. Like, not only is what I'm saying the norm in America, yes, the president can fire his AG, FBI director, anybody you want to run down the list of executive offices, he can fire them, for sure. But on top of that, it has been backed up by Supreme Court precedent. Like Justice Scalia, the late Scalia, his writings are clear. There is no office under the executive branch that is superior to the head of the executive branch, which is the president of the United States.
Okay.
Okay, now we're cool. Yeah, move on, boys. Move on. It's a non-point now. We need to get back to the point of, okay, so are you saying, let's actually get to the exact reasoning. You're saying this person is, they are prosecuting Trump because Biden said so. Where's the proof for that? Because that was one of the things that Destiny said earlier on. He's like, there is absolutely no proof for that. So what makes him think this? So we've already had a debate about the principles of whether somebody is signing you and being under the office of the president and blah 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 jargon. We've had that argument. Let's maybe try and get to the point of no. What makes you think that Biden has put this influence on? We're all just making these claims about this influence. Okay. You can order a member of the Department of Justice, Scalia. So we have a nice wall of text from Sean. Actual wall of text warrior. Yeah. Look at him. Look at him go. But that was obviously after Destiny's whole one. So let's minimize these things. That will get oh no, am I getting a migraine? Fuck off now. No, it's just the light, right? It's just the light. Okay. Don't need to do it. Okay, cool. What Sean actually means. Can order a member of Department of Justice. Summary of points. I don't think Destiny wants that. If he lets them move through these points quickly, he runs out of ammo against Trump. Yeah, okay, so he wants to just do the quick fire, the optical points. Just okay, cool. Instead of us going just making noise around all of this makes us lose the reasoning. Okay, I get it, but I guess that's what people are there for. So well done. They did good. I believe Scalia, when they reviewed the special prosecutor's statutes, I'm just going to put here an example illustration. Scalia, you can take out, I believe, because fuck off, seriously? I'm going to turn off this light. Maybe it'll help. No, it's just made me realize I have Amiga and more. No, we're good. We'll try it. We're going to push through. Scalia, when they reviewed the special prosecutor statute, was talking about how you cannot create, through the executive branch, a position that is superior to the executive branch. Okay, I want to break this up. We have to get to 40 minutes. Spider. Personally, I find the trials indictments fairly easy to defend, but it requires actually making a dive into the cases, which you can't do in a debate, probably. I mean, considering how factual they get, they can go into it. I was expecting that when he first brought it up. I was expecting they were going to do that because that is part of the discussion by and large that's happened. I'm just putting this. I think I'm gonna, I might even have to put the light off. Hi, Daisy girl. Hi, baby. Luckily, my screen is pretty light anyway. Oh, wait, you can't. Well, I might as well just turn my camera off. Take it off. Just do the whole screen. No, that's not what I want. Okay, it is what I want. There we go. Cool. Okay, there's no office in the executive branch. So superior to the head of the executive. That's basic civics lesson. There he got his little. He also did a bit of a optics. Look, basic civics lecture. Optics point. Okay, cool. Let's go.
This is like a basic civics lesson right now.
Not only is it not a basic civics lesson, you are so dead wrong. This would be such an unbelievable breach of norms that it would be the lead story, probably internationally, if it came out that the President of the United States was ordering the DOJ to go and investigate
This happened
rivals.
under the Obama administration. He asked Eric Holder to look into the Ferguson case. He asked Eric Holder to review the Trayvon Martin case. Like, what are you talking about?
These are not like the politically sensitive cases.
Oh, they're not politically sensitive, like Ferguson riots.
Of the investigation of political opponents. But if any of that information comes out, I could be wrong. So you're telling me then that of all the indictments that have been released, with all the evidence detailing the numerous Trump wrongdoings, that all of these are they fabrications of the Biden?
There we go. We get down to it.
I didn't say that they're.
There you go, some dumb spider. We finally get down to it. Can we then get to those? I'm looking at the camera like you guys can still see me. Can we still get to those? Can we get to those accusations? Let's talk about the merits of those. If that's what this whole conversation, just remember the premise of this, the law and order precedent, is that because there are indictments against Trump, he's definitely not a good law and order president, right? That's what we're having this argument for. This is the hill we're dying on, which is fine. Okay, it's not okay. Destiny. We see it happening here. Sean is trying to build the case by starting with this is outside of the norms for attacking the previous admin. But now we're bogged down on all of this minutiae that ultimately doesn't matter. I know it's getting to me, but I thought it was interesting because it's still interesting to me because you would be like, I don't know, if you caught me on a different day, maybe I wouldn't have been interested, and I would have been like, oh, this is too fluffy. There's too much shit here. There's too much, oh, this one over here, 40 and whatever years ago this happened. I could probably have been put off. But it is interesting because people do get intimidated by facts. So like, oh, well, this happened. That means that, oh, now my argument must be valid. It's like, no, it depends on which facts you weigh and how they weigh. That's the main thing I take away from this discussion. Anonymous, an absolute G, tipped $3.33, saying nothing. Which, I mean, we appreciate that. We appreciate that. Thanks, Anonymous. Okay, unless it is going to come through. No. I laugh. StreamYards just was like, how's about no? Computer says no. Fuck off. Sorry if that's what happened. I'll go to Stream Elements and see what it says. But let me first finish this wall of text. Okay, so we had quite a few, but you can order Destiny. Okay, not only is it not a basic civics lessons, you're so dead wrong. So Daisy's upset with me for yelling. Sorry, Daisy. It's interesting because you can see the tactics being used optically to optically distract from the point Sean makes. Now we have 5 minutes of dialogue to interpret before Sean connects point A to point B. Yeah. The thing is that this now, when lawyers do this, it's even worse. It's horrible when they talk to each other. Honestly, one of the worst things I tried to do was diagram a debate with Rikita Law and all of the other people, because they do this even worse. It's heavy going. But with this, at least these are just fast talking people. Okay, not only is it not a basic, you're so dead wrong. This would be such an unbelievable breach of norms that it wouldn't be. The lead story, probably internationally, if it became out that President of the United States or in the DOJ, this happened under the Obama administration. That's you know, okay, wait. Wasn't it that, oh, this could, Destiny could latch onto this, because Destiny, what's her name, earlier on, one of his question actually was, give me an example. Can you give me an example in which an indictment comparable to past crimes that you believe the presidents have committed, but that haven't been pursued, right? So he could also, however disingenuously, jump on this and say, well, look, well, I guess no, he can't. Sorry, scrap that, because this is talking about presidents. He's the Obama administration asking somebody to for an investigation on somebody who isn't a president is a different point. That's why he didn't do that. Bye, item. I must go. A friend is inviting me to a church event because they're worried I'm a godless heathen. Y'all have fun. Bye, godless heathen item wizard. Okay. Yes. Cancel out all of the thinking that happened there. Talking about looking, there are not particular sensitive cases.
They're necessarily fabrications. I just pointed out that these are cases that would not be brought against somebody not named Donald Trump.
This happened on the no. I need to
okay, that all of these are they fact with all the evidence detailing ordering the DOJ to investigate.
This happened under the Obama administration. He asked Eric Holder to look into the Ferguson case. He asked Eric Holder to review the Trayvon Martin case. Like, what are you talking about?
These are not like the politically sensitive cases.
Oh, they're not.
They're not the politically sensitive cases. So now he goes, they're not. That's a reach. It's a big risk to be asking for a president to ask for investigation. So politically sensitive. Now, I'm just going to say here, these are not. I'm going to actually say Destiny coming with the nuance now. Destiny injecting nuance now. He's doing that. The Sleepy Joe joke is a floating topic, so it didn't get summarized with the rest of the other things. Okay, Xmind, whatever. These are not specifically. I'm actually going to put you as summary. Yeah, go. Oh, they're not pretty like Ferguson riots. Ooh. Whoa, God! Now they're just interrupting you.
Politically sensitive, like Ferguson riots.
Of the investigation of political.
What? I need to go back to listen to what Destiny is yelling.
They're not politically. It's like, what are you talking about?
These are not like the politically sensitive cases.
Oh, they're not politically sensitive, like Ferguson riots.
Of the investigation of political opponents. But if any of that.
Okay, politically sensitive cases of the investigations. I'll do that. Of the investigation of political opponents. That could be wrong. So that's his finishing his statement, even though there was interruption there. Sensitive cases of the investigation. So something that makes an investigation sensitive is because it's a political opponent. Okay.
That information comes out. I could be wrong. So you're telling me then that of all the indictments that have been released with all.
Okay, so this is a complete diversion now. We've gone to this full stop, and Destiny is now saying, going back to the main argument, which was that all of these are not trustworthy. That is exactly his argument. And wow, we have been going for about 10 minutes without having spoken about the actual base argument. Interesting. So that's going to get its own timestamp. It's going to become a circle. It's we getting back to basics. And I should give you a border. Okay. Get to 40 minutes. We did 10 minutes. Let's go. If we get to 40 minutes, we did 10 minutes. Actually, no, if we get to 41 minutes, we did 10 minutes. Okay, let's go put this one here. It's supposed to be here. Circle. Okay.
All the evidence detailing the numerous Trump wrongdoings, that all of these are they fabrications of the Biden DOJ? Are they not trustworthy?
I didn't say that they're necessarily fabrications. I just.
Okay, so now Sean has decided whether he will abandon the larger point or attack the politically sensitive nature of the investigation. Destiny is just leading Sean around by the nose. He just goes, he does follow. Destiny chooses where this conversation's going. So let's see. Destiny has decided that point is, we're done with that whole discussion. Now he's like, cool, let's go back to the actual main point that you were trying to make. So give him the ability to restart, so that that also helps him. That also helps Destiny. Because that seems like a fruitless path that they went down anyway. You could just argue about everything down there. I didn't say that they're necessarily fabrications. I just pointed out that there are cases that would not be brought against somebody named Donald Trump. Is that a genuine enough claim here? Because the point that he is trying to say is, how do we have a law and order president? We have to, what he needs, he's trying to defend that Trump can still be law abiding. This does work. Sorry, this does work. Because he's just saying that this is a weak, he's just saying, hey, that's a weak connection that you've made. That just because he's got indictments against him, it doesn't mean that that he is not for law and order. That could have been a better one. He submits to the law. I don't know. Can you give me an example of somebody else that's held on secret records? Okay, so now we go into the exact. We're going to start talking about the exact charges.
Just pointed out that these are cases that would not be brought against somebody not named Donald Trump.
Okay, can you give me an example of somebody else that's held on to secret records that have been specifically requested by the federal government for over a year that haven't been returned?
I mean, there's a specific case for Bill Clinton.
Okay. Ooh, that does help. So Destiny is asking for, and then if there is a Clinton, this one I remember was not well received.
Under the courts, where he was arguing about whether or not his recordings were of a personal nature or a classified nature. The court actually ruled with the Clinton administration. There are instances where.
Wait, do you think that's at all comparable to what?
Yeah. Okay. So now we're doing another one, boys and girls. We're doing another one where we're making false equivalencies, and then we have to now fight each other about whether something is equivalent. So the examples, again, the examples given are not adequate. So we instead of that they're not adequate and that they're not valid or whatever, they're not valid comparisons. They're not relevant. They're not relevant comparisons. It's fine. I mean, there's a specific case for Bill Clinton. He does say "I mean" a lot. He says "I mean" a lot. Agent specific case for Bill Clinton under the courts, where he was arguing about whether or not his recordings were of a personal nature or classified. Okay, this is very easily brought into question because you just go, yeah, okay, qualitatively those things are different. We're talking about something that literally says top secret on it versus some sort of argument about whether private conversations can be classified or not. It's not highly equivalent. And again, I guess that means this question is quite hard to defend against. Yeah, it's not that I'm against what Sean's doing. It's just that this is a wacky conversation. So Destiny is like, so is that comparable? Falls into question. Questions, logic, questions, equivalency. Destiny keeps making Sean narrow and narrowing his position so much I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Well, yeah, every point gets taken away instead of every point is cut off instead of asking about each other's positions. It's not fruitful for us. For them it is, because it's exciting. And also because it's live, you don't get time to go through it line by line like this. So you can get a feeling for who's winning, because who's doing the most talking and who's going more and whatever. All the optics of debates. I'm asking it's comparable, you're saying? Well, that one has a Supreme Court case to back it up. Okay.
What we're talking about?
That one has a Supreme Court case to back it up.
I'm not asking. I'm asking if that's comparable. You're saying a personal voice recording he made. That the argument.
There was more to what the Clintons had, but like the court ruled with them, so it's not comparable because that's already been adjudicated right now.
Well, no, it's not comparable because a personal recording is not something that the executive has declared to be secret, top secret.
Listen, a lot of these classified documents exist in a weird gray area.
No, they don't. It was crystal clear.
Yeah, they do, and I'll explain why. Because the president can declassify anything that he wants.
But he wasn't the president. He wasn't the
president. No, he was the president when he took them. This is why you end up with a weird problem.
It's not a weird problem at all.
He took them when he had the right to do it. The the Secret Service set up Mar-a-Lago for these documents to be a place where they could be stored.
Wait, no, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. When he was the president.
They were not set up to indefinitely store classified material.
I didn't say indefinitely. You're adding a qualifier.
Well, no, but the indefinite part, because he was no longer president. That's the whole point.
My point is that it's a weird situation where he's able to move these things because he's the president, but then he stopped being president. So then it's like, okay, now, like, how do you adjudicate this?
You adjudicate it incredibly simple, the way that it always has been done for past presidents.
We've never had a case like this.
It happened with
This is what people have come to see. They've come to see this yelling about the actual court case bits, instead of what does Trump mean for America and what does Biden mean for America, which was the initial question. We're eventually going into the general thing that people want to see, this argument of are the indictments valid, because this is the biggest feather in anti-Trumpers' caps. They're like, haha, he's evil and stupid and dishonest, and then you have to fight this court case in order to get say Trump is good enough for America. Getting lost in the source of politics. Sean going along this line, funny stuff. What do you mean? What he eventually goes down? So, yeah. So let me get to where I was. The court case to back it up. I'm not asking. I'm asking if that's comparable. You're saying a personal voice recording. This is, again, Destiny has to now tell him what his... not has to, but it's telling him what his previous statement actually means. And you could, instead of saying you're saying this, you could just say, is this what you mean? But because of the heatedness of the conversation, we're not collaborating and we're not trying to understand each other. Why would we? It's a debate. I'm asking because literally he's made it comparable. Instead of actually, you know what? Actually, what could have been done here is Destiny could have said he doesn't need to ask if those things are comparable. He's actually so confrontational. So if we were trying to have a collaborative conversation, which I know we're not, okay, but how could we make this work? Couldn't we say, couldn't Destiny just say, no, that is not comparable because recordings, whether personal recordings are of a classified nature and the Trump indictments are not the same thing. Rather just state your own argument. But the fact is he has to, they're performing, they're against each other. Do you think that's all at all comparable to what we're talking about? He has to speak about it in that, like, that is a sort of attack, because while we're in a debate and we're fired up, I'm not criticizing this. I'm just saying this is why, what it looks like. I'm just describing it. Okay, there. Well, the one is Supreme Court case. Back it up. I'm asking if it's comparable. Are you sure the documents found were classified? Which documents? Oh God. See, then this whole conversation, I turn off. I'm like, okay. It's silly, but it forces Destiny on the offensive, and then the Sean can get some room to. So wait, what you're saying is, where you have to go if you're Sean, are you sure the documents found were classified? Which documents were they? If you don't know which ones, how do you know they are classified? Yeah, go all the way down to that detail. But why do that in this context for this debate? It comes off as nitpicky, and I want more from it. I'm sorry. Nitpicky, but she wants more. I don't know. No, it's not comparable because Twitter recording. Okay, sorry. There was more to that than the Clintons but yeah, so he doesn't get much of a say. Sean doesn't get much of a say here. It doesn't really, not much of a defense put in here. Clinton's bold, but like court ruled, so it's not comparable because it's adjudicated right now. No, it's not comparable. So we actually just Destiny gets to trot along with the reasoning he was talking about before. No, it's not comparable. It's not something that executive is cleared. It's just top secret. That, for me, listener, that was my immediate response, was just, wait a second, those things aren't the same. A lot of these classified documents exist in a weird gray area. Now that is, we should have started speaking about this weird gray area to begin with. The structure it's hitting me hard. No, they don't. It was a crystal clear. Oh, Destiny. So this is where John is saying, Joseph is saying that you could say, okay, well, how crystal clear? What are these documents? Let's go get down to facts. I'll explain why, because the president can declassify what he wants. So now we're getting back to, we haven't gone to the specific documents. Hey, look, we got there. I'm going to do another circle. That is documents. Okay. President, Actually, I want to actually put this as the gray area. This over here is the circle. It's the circle we're going to start. That's the circle we're starting. The documents. So look, we actually don't get very far on anything. We go, oh, okay, cool. And then, okay, here's another one. Okay, a few things. This one was the longest. Okay, now it's the documents. As a topic. Nobody brought it up. Declassifying documents, or just documents. That's okay. The documents discussion. I'm such an egomaniac. I'm watching Destiny rip apart actual Justice Warrior. I'm like, I could take him. What? You could take Destiny? He's. You might be able to take his arguments and break them down, but as an opponent, as a person discussing something with you, it would be. Jesus, must be very difficult. He's just, and it's not that, oh no, he's sitting there thinking about what he's supposed to do and stuff. It's just natural. It comes naturally to him to just be able to argue. and speak. Just be able to speak at such a pace and to think at such a pace that he does get the better of a lot of people. He wasn't the president when you took them. But he wasn't the president when he took them. Oh, God. Okay, let's actually see. Wait. Okay, we've got more here. Also bait in the shell. Okay. It's not a weird problem at all. I just want to see where we go, where we get to. My point is that it's a weird situation where we'll be able to, had it happened with Obama after you're leaving office and Nash. Yeah. I want to listen to this a little bit.
Obama, where after you are leaving office, the National Archives will do a check to see if documents are missing, if they need to make a request for stuff, and then afterwards they make a request to the person leaving the White House. I'm pretty sure for Obama, there were a ton of boxes that were brought back. They do their little checks, and once they have everything, they leave. There's an official process for doing this. They gave Donald Trump over a year to comply with these orders, and he was explicitly moving things around, okay, like an old grandma trying to hide her cookies from like the grandkids coming over. He was like moving shit around in Mar-a-Lago to try to avoid, not only was he doing that, he was also he was instructing his legal counsel to lie. If Donald Trump felt like he had the authority to declassify anything indefinitely into the future, which by the way, one, is so ridiculous, I know even you don't believe that, and two, isn't even true because there are certain things, like I'm pretty sure the Department of Energy has strict rules about the declassification of nuclear.
No. Okay, guys, I am dying of the tired. So I would like to finish now, but I'm not done with these two. I do want to finish this section, which is about the topic of having a law and order president. I am thinking what I have promised before is that I diagram, because now I do have the transcript separated out. Let me just try and bring the camera back, and I'll just use my screen as a light. Probably a good place to take a break. Thanks, Vincent. But yeah, what I wanted to say is I have the transcript broken down into Destiny versus Destiny Sean for quite a while. Thank you to Andrew for that. And that will make it actually a bit easier for me to diagram this backstage and then go through it and put commentary in. I know that I've promised this several times, but if I have very little to do this weekend, so I will try and do that. You have to listen to them talk forever about a case where there's no facts and evidence to actually review it properly. Exactly right. I have to listen to all of that. But sans the audio recording. I just read it. It would be fine if I just read it. So yeah, this has helped Andrew. It's helped me in that I can actually, because the thing that happens with the transcript, having a transcript from the usual video, is it doesn't say who's saying what, and you have to listen to the video. You have to watch the video in order to understand exactly who's saying what. Yes, I know you do need to have the video as well, just to understand a little bit more about how somebody's saying something, for sure. But this does help me, I think, do it a bit faster. Okay, it helps me think, but I don't think I went faster than I usually do. So as much as I feel faster, I wasn't. I don't know. I'll review this stream later. See what it's like. You got a new subscriber. Thanks for the show. Well, thank you, Joseph. Thank you so much for your inputs. Your insights were very good. Haven't you been here before? I don't know. Either way, thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed and you listened this far, or you scrolled, you even moved your cursor this far, might as well just give a bit of a subscribe. I don't know. You don't even have to keep your notifications on. I'll be like one of those people that I won't even say turn on the notifications. Don't worry, just keep me in your sub list, and maybe I'll come up every now and then. You did it was faster. I think you did a great job. Oh, thanks, Andrew. I think I was half asleep. You are half asleep, so I probably seem better. Or maybe Joseph has been here all along. Oh, God. Calvin, you've made me very... You know what? Anyone who likes me is apparently Calvin now. So, thanks, all the Calvins. Yeah, and again, thank you, Andrew, for the transcript. I'm going to continue with this. And I think what needs to happen is it needs to be done by Sunday, or it's never getting done. We can't go to next week for it. So stay tuned for that. Have a nice life, and thanks for sticking around if you have. And yeah.
Go and subscribe, you shit.